Hi there. So I'm going to read you two poems from Stone Bitter Stories, which is my finished manuscript of poetry, mostly written over the last few decades. There are two poems in particular that always get kind of underlined as being really well done, which is interesting because I have my favorites and they don't always coincide with what other people think. But let's just see what you think, shall we? The first one is called Inheritance, and it's a multi-part poem. Then we have Stone Bitter Stories, the title poem itself, also a multi-part poem. So again, I'm going to be reading from the screen. Excuse any errant eye movement, but here we go. Let's get right into it. So the first one is Inheritances. I mean, I could read any number of poems from this collection. Indeed, I have read some already. But some people have certain opinions about which are the strongest, and these have been named as really stellar. So let's get started. Inheritance. 1. Little Maori, the doctor called you, breaking your mother's waters so he could still fit in his afternoon game of golf. You who came to so many names, this and others, little pixie, little wood gnome. At 10 you sang praises to God. Your mother saw your purpose, your father too, with visions in the lounge room of St. Paul. Your arrival shrouded in weird light. 2. Gifted child with the smile of angels, who couldn't walk till 4 years old. They kept picking you up, wouldn't put you down. Still your mother insisted, Jesus on her side. You were not of this world. 3. What happened when you weren't looking? You couldn't remember. Those long afternoons in the back seat of their car, hostage in your parents' secret war against each other, your body a communion wafer, ready to absolve, ready like running water. 4. Born into it, an inherited estate, the ancestral corridors full of ghosts, goodness sucked out of you like fine oil, along with the breath. 5. Nights shook you like furious curtains, the long wait for dawn and relief. See your mother easing the demons from your chest with practiced hands. Still a few remained. 6. Deaths and resurrections. Not like the cat with 9 lives. Yet part of you died for good. Something else taking its place. 7. In dreams at the end of the world, chosen like the rest, in this inheritance, just like the book of Revelations, she said, eyes askance, always, always looking heavenward. You were chosen for this. It's only years later, survivor of myths, are you able to throw away those family jewels, dig yourself out like your grandmother's priceless collectibles, grind them to dust. So the next poem is the titular poem of the collection, and it's called Stone Bitter Stories. Actually, references to stone and stones come up quite a bit in this manuscript. So, Stone Bitter Stories, and it has an epigraph from Adrienne Rich, and also a dedication to Hugh. Stone Bitter Stories. The black teacher last week who put himself to death to waken guilt in hearts too numb to get the message, in a world masculinity made unfit for women or men. Adrienne Rich. For Hugh. 1. I'm making annotations on your death. You, insouciant stranger, living at the margins, as thin as any embankment you might step off, into the sharp air of your loneliness, down on the traffic below, reborn an angel. But you were never an angel, unless with that face, those graces that set you apart from other men. 2. You, to be read in plural. There are many others like you, some edge towards that sheer drop of silence continually, just to know it's there, like fingering your purse in case you need spare change to get somewhere fast. The speeding train, the 8-ball of smack, the dressing gown cord, the ways you went, thin routes of escape. 3. Any addendum seems inadequate, but here it is. I won't forget the man-girl who lived her life as a perpetual fuck you. You're the one I love. The heavily tattooed, hubris-driven, swearing butch, running her own caboose. You really put the world and its laws on notice. The boy who held his own vulnerability like a rune, to camp till the end. I love him also, who never let that redneck on the street smudge his makeup, even when he came too close, too many times. 4. We can spend half our lives expecting better, or we can just not give a shit. Those stoned metalheads who harassed my lover and me on a lonely road one night, just because we happened to be two girls together walking under the moonlight, who hurtled beer cans and bits of glass, weren't quite as dangerous as they seemed, and yet they were more dangerous than we could have guessed. 5. We walk an invisible line, and any time we cross it, we hear about it with a fist's subtlety that says you can't exist. Fortitude is hardly a reservoir at times like this. At times like this, we hold strongly on to our happiness, our birthright. We'd live there forever if we could, raise ducks, take the motorbike out bush. Only some of us run out of change quickly and cash in the estate. 6. These are the stone-bitter stories I carry, each one a weight that could drag me down, but I carry them because they're valuable currency to buy back life. In a world masculinity made unfit for women or men, I hasten to add our names. Call us daredevils and Houdinis, who work at the locks under the most extraordinary conditions, yes, but always ready to rise to the occasion with all the guts that takes. So you can probably work out the centrality of that poem in the book. It's like a spine or an axis, but there are many other poems. I'll talk about that a little bit later in another video. Thanks for listening.